Hello everybody, welcome to Vizzy Fishing. Today I got Michael with me. This is my brother-in-law. This is the guy who got me back into fishing a couple years ago. Yep. And my wife's really happy with him. So today what we're going to do is just going to do some unboxings and some stuff I picked up over the winter time that I can go out and start fishing with once we're able to, because right now the water's just still froze and the fish aren't biting. So you know?
Nothing.
You went yesterday, did some ice fishing, or?
Yep.
Yep, and not a bite, huh?
No, water was too murky.
Yep.
Could see about 2 inches down.
So, first thing I did, we're gonna go over is, I got some tackle warehouse stuff a couple weeks ago, and mostly for chatterbait fishing and swim jig fishing. So, we'll start with that, and, like I said in one of my videos, I've done some chatterbait fishing, but I haven't used them a lot. And the last time I went, I paired it up with the Yamamoto Zenko. And these are awesome for chatterbait trailers. They keep a nice tight wobble when it's going through the water. They don't flop around a lot. But the thing I like about it the most is the big profile that it has. It just gives a really nice target for those fish to hit, and I think they work really good. So I got a couple different colors. This one is what is it? I don't know if you read that there.
Watermelon, copper, orange with red.
Watermelon, copper, orange with red. So that's what, yep, this is what we just talked about. That's what that looks like.
Like the sparkle in it.
Yep. Nice little flash in it. Get them fish's attention. So I got a couple different colors. This one is Electric Shad. The writing is very small on these, so.
I'll put a sticky note on them for you.
Yeah, I should have. Well, you live and learn, right? So that's Electric Shad there. It's gonna slip right out of my hand. Nice little color there.
I like the little streak on it.
You can get it sealed back up.
Over here.
I also got some paddle tails for some swim jigs. And this one I believe is just the black and blue. It's a nice little black and blue color.
That's the paddle tail?
Yep, that's the paddle tail. I'm going to show them that one.
Green pumpkin and black flake.
Black flake. Very important, I think, on that one. That black flake.
I don't know if you can see it on there.
You got to hold it in front of the camera there. Down a little bit. No, it's right there.
I was trying to get the tail on there.
Gotcha.
There you go. You can see it a little bit.
This is a chartreuse white.
I've done good on chartreuse for pike.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't really done a lot of fishing with white and chartreuse. I know that every time you throw a spinnerbait, you're throwing at least white.
Yeah, white with white and red usually.
I did the chartreuse.
You did black with blue?
Yep, I did the black and blue. And then he showed a paddle tail. I'm not going to take these out. These are the same colors. I got a white and chartreuse in the paddle tail. And then black and blue. And then I got a box of these in one of my, I believe it was a monster bass box. And I only used one of them last year. But on the back of a chatterbait, I think these are going to be killer as well. These are going to have a lot of action when you pause it. And I think it's going to be a nice tight wobble when they're going through the water as well. So I got a couple different colors in those.
Showing that. Shows all the different ways you can rig it up.
Oh, yeah.
Got your drop shot, your Texas rig. bladed jig. So that's like the underspin or something.
Yep.
Shaky head.
It's got a couple different colors in those. And then I picked up a Guggen Squad Grass Hero. Just this is one of the ones I could find in white and chartreuse for a swim jig.
I like that.
I've never used one of theirs before, but I'm sure it's going to work just fine. Then I picked up a couple of jackhammers, white and chartreuse. That little black in there. And then a fire craw, which I'm really excited to throw come springtime here once that ice melts up. And then I got this from Beast Coast. This is another swim jig. Fire craw, I'm not sure if that's the actual color of this one, but Rayburn Red. I'm going to take this one out of the package if I can. You guys get a good look at that. It's got a lot of sparkle in it. I think that's going to be killer out there in the water too. Well, oh yeah, you can pick that up on that camera.
Almost have to trim that one down a little bit.
All right. Might have to. I think in the water, I think it'll
level off.
Yeah, push down. But I think that's going to be a good color.
It's a nice craw looking color.
It is. It is. So
it'll do good in the river, I'm sure.
Hoping so. Hoping so. So I wanted to go over that one because, like I say, at the end of the season last year, I started using chatterbaits more often, and I've never really had a lot of luck on them, but the last couple times I went, they were killer. They were killer for me, so I'm definitely going to be trying out a lot more chatterbaits and swim jigs this year. A couple more, the Gary Yamamoto Zenkos that I picked up, green pumpkin. Another thing is just going over a couple other baits I picked up, and this is a Z-Man weedless project. So this is I don't even know how to open this thing.
You get a hook through your finger.
I'm going to. We're going to the hospital again. Again. Yeah, there's a story behind that. Maybe someday we'll tell it.
The insurance only covers it once a year.
Right. Oh, there we go. So this, if I can get it out without ruining it.
Don't let it whoop your butt.
It is done. It's too late.
Oh, look at that.
It's like wrapped and wrapped and wrapped.
Nice little fold out thing.
So what's different about this is it's a chatterbait. But it also has a weed guard. So chatterbaits are known for getting snagged in wood and stuff like that very easy. So this right here will allow me to get a little bit closer. I'm not saying it's not going to ever happen.
It'll hang up once in a while.
But it'll give me a better chance to get closer to them and maybe get a couple through there without getting snagged up. But well, with the little bluegill color, orange pumpkin, some orange, some yellow, little blue in there. And I believe all but this one. Nope. I think all the chatterbaits and swim baits that I got are all 1/2 ounce as well. So
I like it.
Well, anyways, so that's the openings. So another thing we wanted to do is just kind of talk about some of the ways that we like to fish. I'm from Owasso, Michigan, and I have a lot of shallow, grassy spots that I fish. But so the way Michael fishes, when he comes down here, he has to adapt a little bit. And then when I go up there to where he fishes in deeper water, I'm lost. So it takes me a while to figure out what's going to work because the way I fish down here and slay them,
Yeah.
It doesn't work so well up there unless I adjust some things, maybe heavier weights and stuff like that. But Michael likes to use a lot of square bills in the places that he fishes. Like I said, a lot of the places that I fish, I have faster moving, really shallow waters. So it's very hard to fish with them and not get snagged up. But I'm letting him take over.
These two are key. That's the Storm Arashis. This one's 3 feet. This one dives to 5. They're just killer. You get them in there, you throw them off the rocks, bang them in there as hard as you can, and the smallmouth can't resist them.
So with these here, just a question for you. So these have a rounder body. They're not flat.
Yeah.
They have a rounder body, a little bit wider. Mm-hmm. So these are going to have a little more of erratic action.
Yeah.
All right.
A little different wobble.
Right.
All your square bills are going to get a different, wobble. That's one of the things I like for when you're getting in the rocks. It'll hit off the rock, throw dirt and all that.
Just dig right into them and make some noise, huh?
If you're not getting snagged up using them, I don't think you're doing it right.
There you go. You
lose a lot of them, but it's part of it.
I do hear a lot of that when we're out fishing, by the way. Can I see your pliers?
I don't even know what's in here.
I bought him some pliers.
I don't know where they are. What ones were we looking at?
So these he didn't bring his tackle box with him today, so these are mine, so just bear with him for a second.
Little square bill lunker hunt, 0 to 2.5. That would work good here. I would struggle with it in my river, but here it works.
Yeah, a lot of the things you're going to see in here are going to be shallow crankbaits because we don't have a lot of deep water around here.
That pattern, love that pattern. The little blue and yellow.
Little sexy shad.
Yep, little black dot on it. I got some of those. I got one like this here too. That's that same thing.
That one there is, I do use that every once in a while around here, especially after that pond, the only pond you guys have seen me fish at. Yeah, both the same patterns. That's been a killer color for me.
Not a huge fan on the chartreuse. You got a few of them. Used them. Not something I go to all the time though. Oh, that's cool. It's similar to that one, but it's got that purple up top.
Yeah, the purple on top.
Mm-hmm.
This one here, this is a 6 cents. I'm not sure of the...
What that is 6 cents.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like S-Wake or whatever. But I'm not too familiar with that stuff because I don't use these a lot, like I said. But this one here, I don't know if you can see it right there, but on the side, it's got some teeth mark on it. When I was up fishing with his dad, what was that? Quantica C?
You went all the way. Is that what you caught it? Was that Quantica C?
Yeah, I think it was Quantica C. Yeah, I caught a nice sized pike on this one. So
blue and silver is good. Done good for walleye on that type of color. Never really hit the bass hard on it.
Now, is there a different type of like temperature of water that you'd use different types of crankbaits for, or do you find that just throwing a crankbait?
For me, square bills are square bills.
Gotcha.
Either they're gonna get it or they're not. I mean, I don't fish them long. If I'm not catching on them, I'll switch to something else. But it's a good starter. You'll get a lot of strikes, and then you'll go from there. So if you're reeling them in fast, you got to get something that's suspended a little. If it's something, where you're not reeling and they're hitting when it's going towards the bottom more so, throw something that'll sink.
Right.
I think that's about it in this one.
No, we brought some jerk baits in too. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the jerk baits because once again, these are my jerk baits, not his. And when it comes to these harder style of lures, the hard body lures, he's got me smoked on those. Yeah. That's his style of fishing. Thing. Yeah, so it's a deeper water thing. I'm more of a Texas rig.
You like your
I like the soft plastics. Let's just put it that way.
One thing you don't have in here, I wish you did, was one of those Swift Wicks. Those.
I think I do have one of those.
You got one outside?
But yeah, let's go outside. We take another look. We can always pause the video.
Yeah. Killer. Husky jerk, Rapala.
Now, one of the things I will say that when I've seen you fish those, what I see, the way I see people fishing those on YouTube and the way I've watched you fish them, that's a lot different. So what I'm talking about is I'll see a lot of people using a cadence, you know, on slack line and get it to go back and forth. But you tend to more like reel it and then just kill it, right?
I usually twitch it.
You do twitch it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll reel it, hit a couple twitches. I don't really keep any sort of pattern to it. I keep it erratic, but yeah, you definitely, and you can twitch it as hard as you want.
Right.
I mean, especially, you've seen me when we're like walleye fishing and stuff, so you're throwing it out there. Some of those spots can get pretty deep. You can twitch it as hard as you need to.
Okay, cool.
But like I said, I keep it where it's not the same. I'm not doing 3 twitches reel, 3 twitches. I'm doing 3, then 2, then maybe 5. Just do whatever you want to do until you figure it out. And it almost seems like when you're catching fish, you can figure out how they're hitting it. So I had that one night where, I think it was, I don't remember, about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I was catching walleye at night. And I was out there for about a half hour, didn't catch anything, and then all of a sudden I caught one. And I casted right after that one, and it was fishing it the exact same way, and it worked again. Fish after fish. I mean,
so you figured out that cadence.
You do figure it out, yeah. But as far as like starting out, until I figure that out, I just go with it. I just do whatever I'm feeling. Done all right on those. We got most of these here. The Impalas. Pretty common one. It's pretty much the basic one they had. I think it was one of the first, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the first ones I got. Most of the hard baits and jerk baits that I have, I've got mostly out of like monster bass boxes and the mystery tackle boxes and stuff like that. And it's not that I don't like them, but like I said, it's hard for me to fish with them. So when I get a chance to get up and fish with Michael in some of the deeper waters,
rattle traps,
especially that color.
Anything crawdad. I mean, you're fishing for smallmouth, largemouth. They all eat crawdads. Yep. Everything does. They're on the bottom. You scoop them up. So that's probably about it in this one.
So when I go up there fishing with him, it's different for me because I get to use some of the baits that I don't normally get to use. But by the time I get them figured out on how I want to fish them, it's usually time to go. So
no, it's kind of almost got a little U-bill. I don't know if you have any of those. You seen them in the color? They got like the curved in bills. Next time we do this, I have to bring them. I got some.
All right.
They're cool. They got a different action to them. But I think that's about it in that one. There's another good one. Cabela's Dig It. I don't know if we can get it in there. There you go. You can see on it was $1. Northwood somehow managed to get a steal from them. Normally they go for $5, but Northwood's got them, was selling them for $1. I think I bought about 10 of them. It's a size 2, 5/16 ounce, goes 2 to 6 feet. It'll catch anything. I was catching sheephead, smallmouth, largemouth. I think I caught a small pike on it. I mean, they work great. I like the pattern. I think that's what the biggest thing is. And pretty similar to the watercolor that I'm fishing.
Yeah, the sheephead actually cost me some money because we had a little bet, first fish caught.
Yep.
It was supposed to be he got to pick a lure, or I got to pick a lure out of his tackle boxes, but I wound up buying him some stuff instead.
Yeah, I think that's how it was, yep.
So, but anyways, we brought in some other things. Just ways we like to fish. One of my favorites is, and of course I probably got it tied on, is a soft body frog. And usually I fish with more of this style right here. This needs to be trimmed down, but it's a soft body. I showed it in one of my videos on my frogging rod. But I like to use a black. Is one of my favorite colors to use, and of course I've got it tied up outside. So
tell them what you mean by trimmed up.
Now this right here, I like to have the legs on these about the length of the bait. So I'll take it like this and take my scissors and trim it off so it's not quite so long. Gives it a little bit smaller profile so that there's less likely to miss it when they go after it. But
it's a frog. There's going to be hit and misses.
Yes, there's going to be a lot. In one of my videos, I think I missed 3 that day. And this year was not the year for topwater, and it's one of my favorite ways to fish. So by the end of the year, I was a little depressed that I didn't catch a topwater this year on a frog. I did catch them on some of the hard bait topwater, but
hula popper. That's a good one to go to. I got one that's more of a frog looking pattern, but
now on this, you'll notice on the front of it, it's got that nice flat spot on it. So what that helps to do is when you pull that through the water, it just takes that water and splashes it right out. It just makes a lot of noise.
If you're not being noisy, it's not working right.
Right.
Jitterbug, very old school top water. Effective. It gets a nice wobble as it's going through. It almost kind of like lifts up in the back a little, digs into the water.
Cool thing about that is I didn't buy that. I actually snagged that in one of the lakes that I fish in. So that was free.
Where'd you get that at?
What's that?
Where'd you get it? At Sleepy Hollow?
Hopkins Lake.
Hopkins?
Yep.
Nice. You got any torpedoes?
I
Yeah.
Yep.
Another go-to I like for top water, the little torpedo. Got
show
that
the
little,
back of it.
you see the little propeller on there? That'll kick up a lot of water in the back. Was it a duck or a seagull on it?
It was a seagull.
Yeah.
No, it was a duck.
Yeah.
It was a duck and the seagulls were attacking it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Casted it and I don't know where it hit it.
This one here, just a nice little topwater popper. I did catch a couple of them. I believe it was this one in one of my videos. I may be wrong on the style that I use. No, it was a booyah. That's what I caught it on. It was a booyah popper, but it also had a wake bait bill in the front of it. So if you weren't getting anything on the pops, you could just reel it through the water. But that one's tied up too, so. Nice.
Little dog walker. Can you walk the dog?
I can walk the dog. I have a knot that I just learned, like a little loop knot.
It's tough.
I don't feel comfortable showing that one to you guys yet because I haven't learned it very well, but I don't want to show you something that's wrong. So I'll try it out a couple more times and make sure it's effective, and then I'll show you guys how I tie that up.
David can walk the dog like nobody's business.
Yeah, you put this loop knot on and you can walk them pretty easy.
I think that's about it, isn't it?
Nice little Whopper Poppers.
You got a couple of them.
Yep. These little tails here will spin and kick up, and these are, surprisingly enough, these are very, very effective bass catchers. I'm sure you can probably catch pike on these too.
There's one too.
Yep.
That's that pattern. See? That bluish and yellow. I think that's about it in that one.
Yep.
What do you got for creatures in there besides frogs?
Besides frogs, I have...
Ooh, a little tarantula.
Yeah. I have not caught anything on yet.
I don't even know where I would use that.
Yeah, I think that's a lunker hunt. The lunker hunt spider. This one here is a toad runner. This is kind of similar to a Whopper Plopper. You can throw this up into the, well, it's weedless. It's got those hooks in the back that come up flat on the body of the frog, so it makes it weedless. But this tail right here will spin in the back of the water and throw up a lot of water, kind of like a Whopper Plopper. So you can throw these without the treble hooks like a Whopper Plopper has. You can throw these right into the weeds and stuff and cause a big commotion and catch some fish that way too. Very first one I had, I didn't even realize that it had that on it. I got it in a Monster Bass box, and by the time I realized, it was kind of cold outside. And then I cast it out and got a wind knot, or a backlash, and it ripped right off, so I had to go out and buy another one. So no.
That's all you got for creatures?
Yeah, for creatures, I have this little guy.
A little bluegill.
Yeah, this one, is this a lunker hunt?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. Yeah, it's got a little propeller on the back of the tail.
One
Same thing.
Got a ton of those.
Yeah, they've got
all the different creatures and stuff.
same thing, weedless. Hooks are on that soft body, just pushed up. Fish comes up, pushes it down. You gotta drive those hooks right into it. But this gives out a nice little splash behind like a Whopper Plopper would. I haven't caught anything on it, but I don't use this one an awful lot. But I'm sure it works. Alright, so one of the things that I've had some people ask me is what kind of knots do I use, and there's one main knot that I use when I'm tying up for like Texas rigs or pretty much anything other than a top water where I need to walk. I need to get that back and forth action, the walking action. And like I said, I'm not comfortable with that knot yet, so I don't really want to show you guys that one until I tried it out a couple times to make sure that I'm tying it right for one. But I use a uni knot. I use it on just about every setup that I do. And a uni knot is pretty simple. We're going to have to move the camera up for this. Let's get this pointed down here. See if we can get this to work. Alright, so you're just going to take your hook, feed it through. Now there's two ways that I will do this, because on braid, which is what I'm using here, and I will tie this knot with braid. If I'm using monofilament or fluorocarbon, I don't usually double loop this. I don't have any reason to, because braid tends to slip. So what I'll do is I'll just feed this through the eye a second time. Just like that. So now it's just looped through there twice. So I hope you guys can see this. So I'm going to take my hook right here. I'm going to take my tag end right there. And I'm just going to pinch that tag end tight. Okay. And then I'm going to loop it back. This is the tag end. Loop that back around and bring it up like that. Now all I'm going to do is run this line through that loop 7 times. 1. Kind of lost it there for a second. Okay, so 1. Hold on, guys, sorry. There we go. 2. Can you pull on that line just a little bit? Yep, there you go. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. So now when you're done, you're going to wind up with that. And then just keep it tight as you're pulling it down. Now when I'm doing this with mono and fluorocarbon, your line can tend to burn when you're doing this. So on braid, I'll tie it, I'll loop it 7 times. On mono, I'll usually only go 4 to 5 times because it grabs a little bit better. But this is where you'd want to wet it. So we'll wet it down, and then you just let it slide up, pull on your tag end, pull it down, pull your tag end tight, tighten it right up, and it should cinch right down. And see if I can get it to show up there. There we go. And that's the knot you're going to end up with. And I've never had a problem with this knot breaking on me. The biggest problem I have is with braid around the places that I fish. I'll run it over rocks and stuff a lot. So when I do get breakage, it's usually from the line itself. And I've never had the actual knot itself break. So I've found this to be very effective and a very good solid knot to use. So like I said, on braid, I'll loop it twice through here. And on mono and fluorocarbon, I just go once. So, and then Michael's going to show you what knot he uses. If we can get this stuff cut with these dough scissors. And by the way, don't leave home without scissors. Or pliers or something that you can cut these lines with, or even to get the hook out of the fish's mouth when they get stuck. So, very important.
Yeah, I would never...
Because it's kind of, it can be a little frustrating when you're trying to catch up to someone who's killing you on a day when you're fishing, and all they want is your pliers. So you got to stop fishing and give them your pliers.
Maybe it's the strategic plan
yeah, it could be.
So this
Never
is
thought of it that
polymer?
way.
Is that what this is?
I believe that's what you're tying is polymer. I don't tie that knot, but I've seen it tied.
I don't know either, so. There it is. So I just take this, feed it in. I run it back through. I don't fish braid often. Even when I do, I would still do it. Taking off a line.
Do you need me to hold anything? Or?
No. Take that whole thing, go around and pull it through.
The loop, the first loop you made?
Yep, take the loop and pull it through. The first loop you made. Take that big loop all the way around your hook. And then make sure it's wet. It's a jumbled up mess right now, but you just pull it. Keep pulling. Make sure it's all good. Pull.
Camera's right there. And you want to put your hand back
See if you can get it a little bit. I don't know.
Not going to work?
No.
Can't see.
No, you can't see it. See if we can figure out a way where you can. You just have to edit it. And there you go.
And those are just a couple quick little knots. So it's just one of the things that we wanted to do is show you guys the ways we like to fish and the different ways that we have to fish, just based on the waters that we're in. I hope to be able to do a lot of fishing with Michael this year. I always love going out with you guys and fishing and just having a good time. We're going to be doing a trout trip as well. First week in May.
Yep.
First weekend in May. We're going to be going up by Kalkaska and doing some fishing up there for some trout. We've done this the past couple of years and we've had a blast. So hopefully we can show some of that footage.
Fishing
Probably not
related
all
or
of
not.
it. Yeah, probably not all of it, but is there anything you wanted to say?
No, I don't think so.
No?
It's been fun.
Yeah. No, it's just
Good way to learn.
yeah, the ways I didn't really get to show you guys, and I will in other videos, but like I use a lot of Texas rigs and stuff like that, and a lot of my videos are in a lot of my fishing because, like I said, the bodies of water that we fish are very different. So we just need to learn to adapt to different bodies of water when you go to them, and that's one thing I like, and I hope Michael likes about coming down to my spots. And then me going up to his is we get to learn different ways to fish and just become better fishermen. So if there's anything else you guys want to see in these videos, let me know. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Like I said, let me know what you want to see. Yeah, you guys have a good one. Hopefully we'll see you on the banks.